I see many people online and not who really want to get into reading books or just start reading more, but they're not quite sure how to make it happen. And I kind of get it because starting your reading journey can be very overwhelming, trust me. And it's very easy to get tricked into the things and burn out and lose the interest. And of course, I consider myself a professional reader, so I'm here to give you a couple of tips on how to start your reading journey. First thing first, start it slowly. Don't burn yourself out in the beginning of your reading journey. It is a very important tip because especially when you enter the reading society online, you will get constantly pressured into reading more. You will constantly see posts like, oh, I just finished my 87th book of the month. And you will feel like garbage because you just barely finished half of the book. I don't judge anyone who is making those kind of posts or who keep asking readers how many books they read this month, because we readers, we do love to show off a lot. It comes in our job description. We love to show off our beautiful books. We love to show off how many books we read, but it is very important to remember that reading is not a competition. Don't get yourself pressured into chasing the numbers. You just need to make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. The second tip might be a little bit controversial because it is inspired by my personal reading journey, and I don't read books I don't enjoy. I tend to DNF a lot of books, especially in the beginning when the book doesn't have a grip on me. I just let it go and start another one. And that's what I recommend to the beginner readers. Don't try to push it through. You are in the beginning of your journey. You need to find something you actually love, and you need to read things that you actually enjoy, because otherwise you will get discouraged and you will lose the interest, because what's the point of reading the books you don't love? And especially in the beginning of the journey, it's very important to find those books. So I would suggest focusing on finding something that actually grips your interest, actually makes you feel incredible. Yes, I would suggest you to DNF all the rest of those books. And just in case if you're wondering what DNF is, it's a reader term for did not finish. And because of that, I would suggest you to start with borrowing books from libraries, because it is a good way to actually find the genres you love and the books that you actually enjoy without buying them and spending lots of money on books that you might not be even reading. And talking about libraries, here comes the third tip. I would strongly suggest you to go to bookstores and libraries and just browse. Get yourself comfortable around books. Look at the covers. Try to catch the magical vibe of the bookstores and libraries. Honestly, I don't visit libraries myself a lot. I usually just go there to renew my library card because I'm an ebook reader and I do have a library app, and I constantly have books on hold there, and to do that I need my library card. But I do visit bookstores once in a while, and not to buy books, because I'm not a physical book reader. I don't collect books. I have only a few of the hardcovers or paperbacks. So why do I go to bookstores, you can ask? I honestly have no idea. Sometimes I go there just to feel the vibe and to be surrounded with the books. Sometimes I go to buy some silly stuff like bookmarks, which doesn't make sense at all because I don't even read paperbacks, but I'm there for the vibe. The next tip is get comfy. Find the best reading spot that works personally for you. It can be a cozy chair or a couch or bed, or I don't know, it can be outdoors, it can be anywhere, but you need to make sure that you find the space that adds to your reading experience. And of course, in a perfect world, this reading space of yours would have a minimum distractions, but we all live in a world when it's almost impossible. But I would still suggest to make an effort to find the space that will actually be your reading spot, because it adds to experience a lot and it helps you to focus more and to actually enjoy reading more. Regarding finding a peaceful place, I feel like I need to include this tip from my husband, who isn't quite a reader, but he is giving great advices sometimes. So he said, when you go into the washroom, instead of taking your phone with you, take your book. You will have no other options than to read it. The next tip is actually a very, very, very optional. I do recommend getting yourself a reading device, but maybe not in the beginning of your reading journey, because you're not even sure if you're gonna get into reading journey. Personally, I bought myself a Kindle just last year after like 10 years of intense reading, and I am an ebook reader. So I was reading on my phone for the last probably 10 years before I got myself a Kindle, and I do regret not getting it sooner, because it does help you to focus on reading more. Because when I was reading on my phone, I was constantly distracted. I would literally swap between Kindle app and social media all the time. But when I'm reading on my Kindle, there is way more focus in my reading, and I kind of love it. But if you're just in the beginning of your reading journey, the important part is to find the format that actually works for you. Mine is ebooks. I read on my Kindle, as I said already, and I listen to audiobooks mostly in library app. Yours can be paperbacks or hardcovers, and it is very important in your reading journey to find the format that you're very comfortable with, because that will actually set you for very specific directions. And this part is actually connected to your lifestyle and to your financial capabilities. I personally started reading ebooks and completely gave up on hardcovers and paperbacks, because I had a lifestyle that didn't allow me to hoard books. For many years, I had to fit my life in one suitcase, and it didn't give me much space for many books in that suitcase. So I made a conscious decision to move to reading ebooks and listening to audiobooks, and I actually don't regret it, because it gave me a lot of space. Talking about the financial part, I bet you know it already, but reading is an expensive hobby. I know many people who spend a lot on their books, and I personally don't, because I do have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, and I occasionally buy ebooks, which doesn't cost me much, honestly, but that's me. I think I just have it under control. The next tip is read the book that inspired your favorite movie or TV show. If you love a movie and TV show already, there is a very high chance that you will actually enjoy reading the book. In my personal experience, books are usually better than movies, so there is a potential there. The next tip is find yourself reading buddies or reading community. It can be a real life reading community where you meet up. It can be a book club in your real life. It can be just a friend who is also reading, so you can do buddy reads with them. Or if you don't have these opportunities and possibilities like I do, join online reading communities, and you'll be surprised, as I was years ago. But there are huge book reading communities on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at least. There are so many possibilities to find your people there. Joining those reading communities were probably the best choice I've made in my entire reading journey, because it is very important to have someone to talk to about the books you read, or at least about reading in general. And it is precious to get book recommendations. It's precious to discuss the things. I mean, I love my reading communities on every single social media I am present, and I highly suggest for you to find your own people and to actually enjoy reading journey more with them, if it does make sense. And the last tip is keep yourself accountable. I would suggest you to register on book reading tracking apps. My personal favorites are Goodreads and Fable, but there are a bunch of apps when you can track your reading, and it will actually motivate you to read more, and it will actually make you feel more accomplished because it will show you all the stats and all your like reading journey, and it will help you to keep a track on the books you actually read and loved. I hope it helps. I hope you start your reading journey, and I hope you truly enjoy it, because the reading world is truly magical and I love it, and I wish everyone could experience it, but we all know that reading is not for everyone. And yeah, thank you for watching.